the Raiders have the perfect guy for this moment in their spot, and it's Mike Mayock. And he's meeting with the media right now. And the reason why I say he's the perfect guy for this job, because he suffers zero fools. And he has been in tough positions his entire tenure there in Vegas. Nobody's really been in this position, which is the coach that brought you in from media to hire you has totally imploded due to emails that were sent 10 years ago and are so explosive that when they came out now, his position immediately on the spot became untenable in the NFL. With the exception of, as Michael Smith said, when he was just merely thought to be racist back last week, he was able to coach on Sunday. And that's where Mark Davis comes in, the owner of the team. According to Paul Gutierrez of ESPN, he called Mark Davis and he tweeted out a Davis quote, "I have no comment. Ask the NFL. They have all the answers." Now, I'll just, offer my 2 unsolicited cents to technically 1/32 of my, or 1/33 of my bosses. If I would counsel you not to channel the side of your father that battles the NFL, but counsel the side of your father who is about diversity and inclusivity and was a trailblazer. And, you could say that you're shocked. You could say that you didn't see it coming. You could say all of that, and people might say, "Well, how did you not know?" And you could say all of that, and then say on top of it that it was shocking to you and you're disappointed and all that. Certainly, since the Raiders were the first to hire the first Hispanic man to be a head coach in the NFL, and the first man of color to be a head coach in the NFL, and the first female chief executive in the NFL, and Amy Trask, our first-hour guest. You could do that. But, I did say you should rely on Mayock. I would counsel Davis to speak publicly. That would be kind of necessary for an owner. Sometimes owners have to be the ones to take center stage. Jerry Jones would. But Mayock is right now talking, and I could see it. He's on NFL Network right now, and he seems very resolute. He's talking in a manner that I've seen before, which is, 95% of his default position, which is making his points emphatically. He said Carl Nassib, and this is, again, one of the reasons why Gruden's position became untenable on the spot. He's the first openly gay player in the history of the NFL. And I'm sure Gruden at some point was telling him that the love that he felt from his teammates was real and that he supported it. And then to see that he was upset that the league was pressuring Jeff Fisher back in the day to draft queers like Michael Sam. I cannot imagine how that must have rested with him, landed with him. According to Mayock, he's requested and was granted a personal day today because he has a lot to process. That's the quote, a lot to process, quote unquote. Of course, we support that request. Yeah, of course you do. Mayock does. Know that. Mark Davis told Paul Gutierrez as well that Mayock remains the GM. He now has 51% control of roster decisions with interim coach Rich Bisaccia at 49%. Again, my 2 unsolicited cents here. I don't know Rich at all, but Mayock knows rosters and he knows everything. I'd bump that 51 up another 49%. You could give the special teams coach, who's now the head coach, a little leeway as to who should be up and who should be down. If that's what the 49% means. But Mayock, hand it off to him. Hand him the reins. Let him make these decisions. He's easily one of the greatest talent evaluators this league has seen in the last 25 years. That's why he wound up on Gruden's radar screen. That's why he was so terrific at the job. That's why he pegged Aaron Rodgers 24th overall of the Packers prior to that draft. That's why he has nailed so many other different evaluations. He's been off. We're not perfect. But right now he's doing, he took one for the team right there for sure. That he's a general manager of this team for 3 years, a former TV analyst, brought in by the guy who's bounced, I honestly think the owner, who's the son of the man who was a trailblazer in the regard for diversity, inclusivity, should be the one talking. But I don't think that's happening. Ask the NFL. They have all the answers. I don't. Okay.
Also, if he's getting bumped up to 51%, what was it before?
I think he said it was Gruden 51, Mayock 49 before. That's what it was. Kind of flipped.
Interesting.
I don't think it was Gruden 51, Mayock 49. I personally
Seems
think.
like
I think it was a little bit more than that. I think it was as close to 100% as you possibly can get for Gruden.
To Gruden,
yeah, of course. Yeah. Which is why I'd love to see. Let's see Mayock.
Yeah.
Let Mayock cook. Hashtag. Let Mayock cook.
Should we get that started?
Go ahead.
Hashtag let Mayock cook.
Let Mayock cook.
Yep. I'd eat at that table.
Players' reaction, according to Mayock. This is Paul Gutierrez from ESPN's tweet. Quote, total condemnation to full empathy and everything in between. Each of them are entitled to their opinions. Total condemnation to full empathy for Gruden's emails and everything in between. It's America for you. So, more of that will come out, and obviously we'll talk about it tomorrow. I mean, talk about a tough job that you're not. There's no playbook for what Mayock just did.
No, you can't prepare, to go up and speak on these.
Wow. Seeing anything else out there? I'm like dying. I'm trying to scroll here.
I know. I'm just kind of hitting refresh on the old feed.
The latest. I mean, this is a big moment, man. But I'm kind of telling you, like. It will just come, and somebody should explain it to Mark Davis that it's going to come where he's going to have to speak at some point. The pressure will build and build and build. You got to hear from the guy. You can't just say, I have no comment, talk to the NFL, and your statement is, I've just accepted the resignation of the team when you're owning it. Will Brinson, our friend from CBS, quoting Mike Mayock again, I am sad. I'm sad for the whole Gruden family, not just John, but at the end of the day, we're all accountable for our actions. Again, I mean, Gruden's entire career is up in smoke. These kids are going to have to read all this stuff that dad emailed and ask him questions and why are you home? Why are you not? I totally understand, too. The whole family's just got to be like, what the hell just happened? Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.